Hello and a very warm welcome to the Putra Stadium for quarterfinals day here at the Proton Malaysia Open, event number 1 on the 2011 OSIM BWF World Superseries Tour. I'm Jill Clark and I'm sitting alongside Ian Wright, former England head coach. And Ian, it's exciting times for badminton, a new era of the Super Series, a new title sponsor, and for the first time this year we're going to see 5 premier Super Series events.
Yes, I think it's exciting news for all badminton fans. What it does mean is that the top players will have to come together on a regular basis to play each other, and that can only be good news.
Yes, it certainly is. And talking of good news, we've got a wonderful lineup for you in this evening's programme. 6 matches for you tonight, and we're going to be starting with mixed doubles, and the winners of the last 2 Super Series finals play off against each other in quarter-final stage here at the Malaysia Open. Following the mixed doubles, we'll have the holder in the women's singles, Wang Xin of China, up against Juliana Schenk from Germany. Following that, we have men's doubles and the home favourites of Latif and Hoon. Well, I say home favourites because, of course, the number 1 seeds from Malaysia, Ku and Tan, beaten in the very first round, but at least Malaysian interest in the men's doubles. Following that men's doubles, we'll have men's singles, and the former champion from 2000, the Indonesian superstar Taufik Hidayat, up against the All-England finalists from last year, Kenichi Tago. After that, women's doubles and the recent winners of the 2010 Super Series finals, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang from China, up against the number 2 seeds, Nedelcheva and Goruski, the mixed nationality pairing from Europe. And then the last of our 6 quarterfinals this evening will be the home favourite, the holder, the 6-time champion Lee Chong Wei of Malaysia, up against the man from Vietnam, Tian Minh Nguyen. So when I say it's a good lineup, it's not an understatement, is it, Ian?
No, we're in for a super night's badminton tonight, and this mixed, I think, is a great start. I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup.
Yes, well, it certainly should be. The left and right-hander of Joachim Fischer Nielsen and C.Pedersen. I was lucky enough to come down on the players' bus to the stadium this evening, and I was sitting next to Joachim Fischer, and we had a good old chat about the poor man's knee injury that he had just 5 months ago. He underwent knee surgery, and already in great form because, of course, they won the last of the 2010 Super Series events, the Hong Kong Open. Who did they beat in the final? Their opponents of today. So a repeat of the Hong Kong Open final, and it was a tight tussle, I can tell you, in Hong Kong. It was 3 games, it was 22-20 in the deciding game. So if we have a match half as good as that, we're in for a real treat. Now, this match from the bottom half of the draw, and I can tell you that all 4 seeds in the bottom half making it through to the quarterfinals. Not the case in the top half of the draw. Number 1 seeds Prakamol and Thongtongkan from Thailand going out in the first round. That was a big shock. And then, of course, the British pair of Robert Blair and Gabby White coming through a tough match yesterday, so they're through to the quarterfinal as well. And considering Robert Blair hasn't really been on the international circuit for some time, great result for them. But let's concentrate our attention here to this mixed doubles. We're looking at Zhao Yunlei, the 24-year-old, and her partner Zhang, just 20. Of course, the Chinese pair, not only recent winners of the Super Series finals, but of course silver medalists at the Asian Games. There's the tall left-hander, 32-year-old Joachim Fischer Nielsen, 1.89 m. He really is a tall man. And his partner, C.Pedersen, well, they came together at the start of 2008 after Joachim Fischer's previous partner, Britta Andersen, had a very serious injury during the Korean Open. So, Zhang, born in Beijing, current world ranking in the mixed doubles with this lady of number 4. They're up 4 places since last week. That's as a result of having won the Super Series finals, but only 8 tournaments towards that world ranking, an optimum number really of 10 tournaments to get a realistic world ranking. And that is fairly ominous for other pairs if they've only played 8 tournaments and still ranked number 4 in the world. I can tell you that the Danes, 17 in the world from just 6 tournaments, because of course I was mentioning that Joachim Fischer had that serious knee injury. Picked it up soon after winning the Super Series finals in 2009 in Johor Bahru. Missed 9 months of international competition following that tournament victory, and only returned to the international scene at the World Championships last year. That was the end of August 2010. Seeded 5, but the Danish pair lost in the last 16 to Ko and Ha from Korea, who went on to take the bronze medal. Quick glimpse there of our umpire, Yunlei of Malaysia. 3 courts in action today here in the Putra Stadium, but the other courts will not get underway for about 10 minutes or so, so everybody's attention here on our televised court. There's the lady in charge and our service judge, both Malaysian court officials for the first of our quarterfinals. Well, only came together last year, this Chinese pair, first full year on tour. 2010, played 7 tournaments, reached 6 finals. That's not a bad start of partnership, is it? Winning 3 titles. There's the Danish coaches, head coach Lars Uar on the left as we look at them. So last preparation before the start of the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Zhang, Zhao, Yunlei, China. Christinna, Pedersen, Denmark.
So the number 3 seeds from China, Zhang and Zhao Yunlei. At the far side of the court, the Europeans from Denmark, the number 6 seeds, Joachim Fischer Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen. Oh, just missed it. As I was mentioning just a moment ago, these 2 pairs have only met each other once previously in the final of the Hong Kong Open. 3 tough games. And just prior to this match getting underway, Ian and I were having a good old discussion about the merits of these 2 pairs. And you were saying, Ian, how impressed you've been in the improvement of this lady.
Yes, I think traditionally up to sort of last year, traditionally she was known for being a little bit weak in defence, very strong around the front of the court, good service, solid on return of serve, but the defence was a little bit weak. But she's clearly done a lot of work in that area, because in Hong Kong just before Christmas there was a marked improvement in defence, and that was probably a telling factor.
It's interesting to me that you pick up on that, Ian, because obviously I believe I've mentioned it numerous times before that this Danish combination absolutely awesome when they're on the attack, and they will be looking to be on the attack. So even though she's improved her defence, they'll still want to be attacking in their formation, and she'll still try and go to the front, I assume, as much as possible.
Yes, they base their game very much around service and return. Christinna's known on the tour as having a very, very good short service, and Joachim's very quick behind there on the 3rd shot to take the attack for the Danes. There's a really good example of Joachim. He loves to change the direction of the play. He gets as high on the court as he possibly can. Likes to take some risks, and there found the space by stepping up and taking the shuttle so early.
Low serve just short of the mark. Looked as if she changed her mind to make Yunlei just pop the shuttle up into the hitting zone of Joachim Fischer.
Yes, but that's what the Danish pair will be trying to do. Keep the shuttle below net height to Zhao. She's a little bit suspect from below net height. Very strong again when she's got the attack.
Medals from the Asian Games. Zhao Yunlei, 2 golds, the women's team competition, women's doubles, and silver in the mixed. Not a bad little medal haul.
Interesting attack there from Joachim, just taking the pace off and bringing the shuttle down very steeply rather than trying to hit hard from the mid-court there.
Well, very interesting. The Danes got the Chinese pair out of their favoured formation, pushed Zhao Yunlei to the back of the court, mixed up the pace, as you were just saying. 2 beautiful little blocks in that rally from C.Pedersen.
Yes, and 2 consecutive points. Joachim able to find some space down the centre of the court there. There we see Christinna just mixing the service up a little bit there, the flick up the centre of the court, just keeping her opponent off balance on return of serve.
Well, I think the left-hander a little bit surprised that his partner hadn't actually made contact with the shuttle there. He seemed slightly late, Joachim Fischer, as he tried to play the smash. Four 4-8, opening game. A slight delay, just while the scoreboards at the end of the court are readjusted. Oh, my goodness, that was fast coming forward. The Danes seem to be queuing up for that one.
Yeah, so far it's the Danish pair that are able to get the attack. They're consistently being able to get the first opportunity with the attack at the moment, and that's the difference in the score. And that's where Christinna's very, very strong on that front court finish, and they're stepping up, taking the shuttle very early, very aggressive from the front court.
Well, this has been a very, very good start by the Danes. 6-point advantage. 10-4.
Yes, and again, Joachim just using the flick serve against Zhao Yunlei then, just keeping her off guard on return of service.
And already in these very early stages, it's very noticeable which of the two women get to the net first, and then that pair seems to be winning the rally.
Yes, there's a big fight for the front court here.
Super smash. Saw the gap across court and noticed that Christinna Pedersen was weighted, committed to that backhand defence. Look, she's very committed to the backhand side. Steep angle down towards her forehand, way out from her forehand side. That's a beautiful shot. Nice, played cross court again. This time to Joachim Fischer.
Yes, I think the difference in the last couple of points is very good short serves from Zhao Yunlei, forcing the weaker returns of service, and once the Chinese get on the attack, they're very, very efficient. Zhang very quick onto the shuttle there.
Right idea, but just pushing it wide. And they've closed a 6-point deficit to just 2 points now. 8-10.
Yeah, a little bit of indecision again. When we see Christinna forced off the net position, Joachim there not sure whether to go forward or stay back, and both players hesitating, and you get a position where neither player's moving and neither player's being aggressive moving onto the shuttle.
Oh, that's clever. Good use of the mid-court area there from the Chinese pair, and they've closed the gap. It's back level. 6 straight points. Good judgment. Lets it drop long of that back line. And the Danes do go to the mid-game interval with the advantage, but it's only a 1-point advantage. They seem to be cruising at 10-4. The Chinese pair have done well. They've really got themselves back into this.
Yes, in many ways a slightly strange opening. Serve is king, and doubles since the change in the scoring system has gone more and more, it seems, to the advantage to the receivers. But in this game, service is very, very important. Both girls have served well short. Danes just use a little bit of extra variety with 1 or 2 flicks, but 2 good runs of serve, one on Christinna's serve, and that was replied by Zhao Yunlei. Very, very good short serving from her, and that's going to be a key in this match as it goes on, I think.
Well, they may be behind, but as you say, I think the momentum with the Chinese pair.
Yes, I'm sure Lars, the Danish coach, will have just been talking to the Danes a little bit about their options on return of service against Zhao Yunlei's service. She's served well there, and the Danes have got to find some better options on that return of serve.
Just put enough pace on it, Christinna Pedersen, make it awkward for Zhang. It's a good rally. You could see that Joachim Pedersen was desperately wanting to come back out of court from the net area. And when he got the opportunity, made the error. Yes.
Yeah, this is good attack from the Chinese, good variety. Inside, onto the right hip there, forcing the weak reply. Zhao Yunlei very quick onto the front court to finish.
Oh, it's landed in. Well, there was a call there from Joachim Fischer to his partner to leave it. And it was a wrong call. She should have played it. For which a little smile and a little apology. Oh yeah, it was clearly in. So, for the first time since the opening rally, the Chinese pair back into the lead. Flick serve is wide.
Yeah, that's good control from the Chinese pair. Good angle from Zhang from the rear court. Zhao Yunlei keeping the shuttle below the net with the block there, forcing Joachim into the mistake there. Good block from Zhao Yunlei. And Joachim unable to control the reply.
14-13.
Just think that the Chinese pair are a little more proactive now. There's a little more urgency in their style of play.
Yes, it looks like the coaching's had an effect, that's for sure. Zhang Nan moving a lot quicker, but not forcing the play as much as he was early on in the game. He's not trying to hit winners, he's trying to get the shuttle below the tape and play for his partner a little bit more.
Well, this is a run of 3 straight points now for the Chinese combination.
Yes, and again it's on Zhao Yunlei's service. She's serving very, very well so far in this match. Just when I say he's not been forcing from the rear court, that's exactly what he did there. Wasn't really there to put pace on there. He needed to play with a little bit more control, but got carried away.
Oh, that's a bad misjudgment from C.Pedersen.
Yes, but it's really noticeable that the Chinese are getting the first attack at the moment. They're creating the opportunities off the serve and return, and they're beginning to take control of this set.
Well, just 3 points away from the opening game, the number 3 seeds, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei. What a rally. Oh, it's a brilliant rally. Both pairs had their opportunities, had their time of attacking. Well, I can quite see what you were talking about, Ian, with the improvement on defensive play from Christinna Pedersen. Really exemplified in that rally, weathered the storm. Well, she always wears that knee brace on that right knee. Knees do take a battering in badminton. Oh, another flick serve. It was a clever angled smash from Zhang, going for angle rather than power.
Yes, and that's been the difference since the mid-interval break, really. Before the break, Zhang trying to hit very hard when he got the attack, and since the break he's been a lot more patient, looked more for direction rather than power, and it's proved very, very effective. He's been setting his partner up on a regular basis.
Talking about earlier, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, Joachim, when he started as a player, he started as a singles player, and really it was a series of injuries that forced him to change to the doubles events. So he's got the patience to play the long rallies, and he's got lots of variety from overhead from his singles experience, and that was a good example of it in that rally.
281. It's just over 174 miles per hour. Neither pair wanting to lift the shuttle. A lot of flat, fast exchanges. That one going well wide. Just 2 points in it. That time the judgment was sound. Joachim Fischer getting out of the way of the shuttle, letting it go long of the back line. Yeah, good judgment. 18-19. It's 19 all. My goodness me.
Yeah, Zhang just going through a bad patch here. Just as I'd said after the break, he'd played with a lot more patience, taking the pace off. The last 3 points, he's really tried to force them. As the end of the game gets nearer, he seems to be getting a little bit tense.
Playing, working the crowd.
That's really clever, and that's what Joachim brings to the game. He sees space, and he's not afraid to change the direction and play slightly unorthodox shots, and that was a very good example.
Yes, and that moment of magic brings the Danish combination to gain point. And 5 straight points. Oh, flick serve, what a good flick serve. Pedersen. What a rally.
And the battle really on for the front court here. Both girls trying to get in and get control of the front. And this time it was Zhao Yunlei who came out on top. But again, it's a run of serve on the girls' service. Run of points on Christinna's short service there. Very, very good serving to get them to that game point. But it's all square now.
Yes, and of course, with it being all square at 20-all, we will require extra points until there's a clear 2-point winning margin. Unless, of course, we got to 29-all, and then it becomes sudden death. That's gone wrong. So having just saved a game point, now the number 3 seeds from China have a game point themselves. On their first opportunity. A high fives between Zhang and Zhao Yunlei as they close out the opening game 22-20 in 23 minutes of play, and you can see the anguish and frustration on the face of Joachim Fischer Nielsen because they had their chance, they had their game point. But as you can see, the opening game to the number 3 seeds from China, 22-20. My goodness, Ian, that was close, that was exciting.
Yes, it was close, but there were almost 2 games within the same game. When the Danes get the attack, they were able to get through, and when the Chinese got the attack, they were able to get through, and at the end of the game it became very cagey, as you said, Jill, in commentary. Neither team wanting to lift the shuttle, and when they do, they were more often than not losing the points. I think both coaches will be talking about the service return situations, maybe looking to play with a little bit more variety. Some examples here of the 2 girls, both of them trying to get control of that net area. Yeah, I'm sure Lars there is talking a little bit about maybe getting them to use the mid-court areas a little bit more on return of serve, just to push past Zhao Yunlei.
Well, I think he was saying try not to defend too much, but if you are defending, you've got to turn the shuttle. Also said something about, and I didn't quite catch it, something about the forehand side. Let's see if they try and exploit the deep forehand corner of the Chinese players. So the number 3 seeds, Zhang and Zhao Yunlei from China, having squeezed through that opening game, having saved a game point, having to come from 4-10 down at one stage. Well, Joachim Fischer doesn't... Well, goodness me, now what is happening here? The line judge seemed to call it out, or the Chinese thought it was out, but it was all good, and the point to the Danish combination.
Yeah, I think the Danish players were complaining that the Chinese boy had tried to influence the linesman.
Call from Pedersen to her partner to leave that. A wise choice. But once again, it was the use of the mid-court area that really set up the rally.
Yes, it's very good short service, and then the good push with the pace off to the mid-court got the attack. Chinese forcing the shuttle out of the rear court.
Indecision costing him dear. Now, there is quite a drift in this Putra stadium, isn't there, Ian? Just explain that a little bit more to everyone.
Yes, there's a difference in speed in the Putra stadium. It's quite traditional now. Most of the players know it, but as we look at the court, it's much quicker hitting from this end to the far end. So the Chinese are at the fast end at the moment. As we can see, they've already hit 2 out of the back of the court. I think this end will suit Joachim, actually, because he likes to use the cross-court drive. He likes to hit the back boxes occasionally, and in the first game he couldn't really do it very often because of the speed of the shuttle from that end. So I expect to see him just play on a slightly bigger court in this second game.
Zhang, twice Olympic champion in the mixed doubles with Gao Ling, now coaching the mixed doubles players in China. Using the pace and the power.
Yes, and already I think he looks a little bit more confident from this end. Joachim there is able to use his favourite cross drive a little bit more confidently because he knows the shuttle isn't going to go out so easy as it was doing in the first game. And there he was stepping up the court, taking the shuttle early, keeping the shuttle flat and driving Zhao Yunlei off the net position.
One. Wasn't fooled by that flick serve at all. Got back very quickly, Zhang. Yeah, good placement of the smash too. What a return of serve. Well, perhaps that's what Coach Lars Zhao was saying about on the return of serve. He was certainly saying something about the forehand.
Yes, I think from this end it's easier to play the firmer returns into the back boxes, and we've had 2 examples already that have been very effective for the Danish pair.
He's a very expressive character, isn't he? I love watching him play because you can always tell what he's feeling. Shows when he's annoyed with himself and he's absolutely delighted and plays the crowd, gets them involved in his matches too. Oh, that's down the line. That's a super shot. Yeah, did find the line. Brilliantly worked from Zhao Yunlei.
Yes, it's evident every time Christinna's being forced off the net, she becomes a target for the Chinese attack.
Well, you and I have been talking about the improvement in her defensive play, but I have to say it is still a bit of a weakness, a bit of a frailty within the partnership, isn't it? Pushed it wide. But I think, you know, when you consider that Joachim Fischer has had such a serious injury, gone through the surgery 5 months ago. They're getting back to the sort of form that saw them to a bronze medal at the World Championships in Hyderabad in 2009. Well, a frustration. She did so well, and that to me is just a perfect example of what I've just been trying to explain. Yes, she's improved her defence a lot, but in the end it gets broken down.
Yes, and I just wonder if playing a little bit more ladies doubles has helped her defence. I think she certainly looks a lot more mobile in the last 6 months, and I just wonder if going back to playing 2 events and playing ladies doubles has just helped her mobility and her defence a little bit.
Very good point. I think I'd agree with you on that. Of course, she's formed this women's doubles partnership with Camilla Urrutia, who of course was part of the gold medal mixed doubles pair that won gold for Denmark in Hyderabad. Mixed doubles, Thomas Laybourne, sadly at the moment he's injured. Hoping to be fit in time for Korea Super Series event next week, I'm told.
Good return from Christinna there again, not trying to hit it too hard, going for placement, making sure she gets the shuttle down below net height to get a partner into good position.
Back level once again.
Zhang there just not playing the arena very well there, forcing the shuttle, trying to force it into the back corners, but from the quick end that was always going to go out.
Missed it. My goodness, she doesn't miss many of those, just pushing it long of that back line. Yeah, a little smile from her partner. So don't worry. But it's a run at the moment of 4 straight points by the Danes.
Good angle.
Short. Yeah, got what it deserved. It was a miss hit from Zhao Yunlei. Gave a real opportunity to the Danes. Joachim Fischer accepting it gladly. To the mid-game interval then, the Danish pair with a 2-point advantage. Yeah, just tempted with that little half-court push, tempted Zhao Yunlei to play the shot. Perhaps it would have been better to let it go through to her partner. Zhang just urging his players on. Of course, Ian, by all accounts, Zhang and Zhao Yunlei, close friends off the court. Does that make it more difficult in a partnership when players are in a relationship off court as well as on?
It depends on the players and the maturity of the players, really. It's true, I did walk past a restaurant in the shopping mall yesterday and see them in there eating together. But
well, certainly an English pair have same sort of circumstances, and I'm just wondering if, when you're in a match situation, whether it's a little more difficult if you want to turn around and say to your partner, look, you've got to stop doing that, we've got to try and change the tactics and do this. Is that easier to say if you're close personal friends, or more difficult from a coach's point of view, from your point of view?
I think it really does depend on the personalities of the players involved, and also I think it's down to the coach to make sure there's clear rules sort of within the lines of the court and outside the court, clear guidelines as to who makes the decisions, and just making sure both of them focus on the coach.
Well, Danes have opened up a 4-point cushion now. Yeah, there's that drive on defence from Joachim Fischer that you were talking about.
It's a shot he likes to play. He likes to use it in mixed. He likes to whip the shuttle around from the mid-court and cut the girl opponent out, and that's a good tactic against this Chinese pair because she's probably the stronger player of the combination. She's probably the deciding factor of this Chinese pair.
It's a very good rally and a wonderful battle for control and dominance at the front of the court by the two women. That's well reached on the backhand there from Pedersen.
Yes, and again it all stemmed from that very, very good short service. Again, she's in a good serving spell here.
It's interesting to me, and so that your comment just now that it's the woman Zhao Yunlei who's probably the deciding factor in this mixed doubles combination. Do you not think that that's the case really with all mixed doubles, that it's the lady at the front of the court that tends to finish off the rally?
Yes, but I think she's the deciding factor in more ways than just actually finishing the rallies. I think she's the actual playmaker. Her movement in the front court dictates Zhang Nan's movement in the rear court, where he goes to, and she's very, very positive with her decision making, which makes it very easy for a partner. But it's often the way with the Chinese pairs that the men are coached, the Chinese men in mixed are coached to be very solid, very stable, and it's the girls that make the plays. Whereas on the other side of the net, Joachim's probably the more creative of the two players.
Ooh. Called long. Danes don't like the call. Well, the Danes, I can tell you, are still in discussion with the umpire. Oh, my goodness. Well, I think maybe they had a point there. Well, no question that time. Landed in and called good by the line judge.
Again, Joachim confident from this end of coming in and pushing firmly to the rear court onto the body of the Chinese player, knowing that it probably won't go out from that end.
did well to get themselves out of trouble. And this time Pedersen with her defence turning the shuttle, which is what coach Lars Ular had been urging her to do. And it turned the momentum of the rally. Seven-point advantage now for the Danes. And just 3 points away from forcing this quarter-final to a third and deciding game. Good judgment, lets it drop long. And the last 2 rallies, a clear indication of the drift in this arena. Held up, the Chinese players end on the previous rally. That rally, the shuttle with the same sort of pace going along of the back line. Oh, I thought that was going wide. Well, that's certainly gone wrong. The interception, the push, trying to keep it low. And no question of that well along the back line. It's 9 game points now for the Danes. That's gone long. It is 1 game all in this quarter-final. 21-12, the margin of victory in that second game in favour of the Danes, Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen. And we will be treated to a third and deciding game. .44 minutes, and it's 1 game all. Well, we've had some absolutely brilliant rallies in this quarter-final encounter.
Næsten hele tiden, hvis vi svarer på forbanen, så bare blive ved at frem og lukke. Fischer, han skal nok have den der bagved, ikke? Christinna.
Well, it doesn't seem to be too much communication between the 2 Chinese players as we caught a glimpse of them there. Much better communication between the 2 Danes. Well, of course, they're on a high because they've won the second game, 21-12. Third and final game in this quarter-final.
Yeah, I think Lars in the coaching there was concentrating very much on talking about the ends and how to control the shuttle from this end of the court and the tactics to impose to keep in the game in the first 11 points to turn around and give themselves a chance from the good end.
Oh, that's a wonderful net shot from Christinna Pedersen. Good control.
Yeah, very much the tactic, I think, trying to keep the good short service and then trying to get on top of the net to force the lift from the Chinese. If they can keep the attack from this end, they've got a very good chance. Yes, and again the Danes there working very, very hard to keep the attack. Christinna moving well in the front court, keeping the shuttle below net height, and Joachim very mobile in the rear court there to finish. Good image there of the flexibility to get round the head, to take that shuttle on his forehand.
The more flat fast exchanges like that rally, the more you favour the Chinese pair, don't you? I'm sure the Danes need to mix it up and turn the shuttle.
Yeah, again, she got the very good short serve in, but just got carried away, felt she had a chance to finish, but it went a bit flat. And that let Zhao into the rally. Probably much better just blocking off in those situations, just to give a partner time and just to work on keeping that attack and staying patient.
Good judgment. Low serve just short of the mark. Channel attack down the centre of the court. Well, it must have been desperately close. No, it was clearly short. Yes, it's interesting what you were saying earlier, Ian, about Joachim Fischer being the playmaker in that rally, not averse to coming forward to the net himself and saying, right, well, I'm going to take command of this front court area. Yeah, and again, stepping in so quickly.
Yeah, when I talk about him being a playmaker, he's really got the gift. He reads the game very, very well, and he's got very good peripheral vision. He sees space and he sees what's happening on the other side of the court. And that's another good example there. He read the situation well, got in and was very, very positive in his shot selection.
Good smash from Zhao Yunlei across the body of Christinna Pedersen.
Yeah, technically she still just overcommits a little bit to the backhand side, doesn't she, Jill?
Very much so, especially on the cross court.
Yeah, and there's the difference. When the Danes can't get the attack, they're finding it very difficult to turn the defensive situations into attack. It's really Really all around the first 4 shots at the moment. And that's better play, using the mid-court, not the lift there, forcing the mistake. And I think it's a good tactic from Joachim, pushing past Zhao Yunlei and making Zhang Nan play from below net height. To me, he looks a little bit nervous from that mid-court when the shuttle's below the net height.
(8-5), deciding game. Well, it's called good. Well, once again, the Danes just having a very quick word with the umpire, because the Chinese players were just indicating with their arms that they thought the shuttle was wide. Zhao Yunlei, you can see both of the Chinese players. And now I can tell you that the umpire is having a word with Zhao Yunlei and asking her not to try and influence the line judge's decision. It's a good piece of umpiring. It's a super angle again on the smash. Luck of the net cord initially. Forced the short lift, but he still made a good job of the winning smash. Oh dear. Oh, she's been so good on her serve. That time the error.
Yeah, but she's serving with a very low margin. She's bound to miss 1 or 2, but on the whole, she's served very, very well in the first half of this third game.
Well, that was strange to me as we go to the mid-game interval, with the Danes a 4-point advantage, because it seemed to me that the Chinese pair in that rally were just very content to keep lifting.
Yes, I think tactically they've come a little bit unstuck here. The Danes have played very, very good 11 points there to get to the turn in the lead from the more difficult end. You'd have to make them favourites now.
54 minutes. Badminton of the very highest quality. And I should think that Zhang Jun, who, it's fair to say his body shape has changed somewhat since his playing days. Very fine mixed doubles player he was, but I'm sure that he's going to be urging his players, they've got to take more initiative, surely.
Yes, they've got to fight harder for the attack on the first 3 shots at the moment. They've just gone a little bit passive and also gone a little bit quiet, as you say, Jill. Not a lot of communication between them in the first half of this game.
So the advantage with the Danes. 4-point advantage in this deciding game. 11-7. That's well along the back line. Yeah, and little signs to me of frustration from the Chinese players. No confidence when they are defending.
Yes, and again, not playing the hall very well there. I mean, they should know by now, third day of the tournament, that it's quicker from this end and you have to play with a little bit more height when you're defending from this end. You were saying it's very good quality badminton, Jill, but when you look at the results over the last few tournaments, you'd probably have to say these are the two form mixed pairs at the moment in the world.
Yes, absolutely. Concur completely. Well, you talk about good form. Let's put that into perspective as far as the Chinese are concerned. From the last 9 tournaments played, they've been in 7 finals. It's not bad going, is it?
Zhang in the coaching chair there, really encouraging his players to keep pushing the mid-court and take the pace off a little bit and compete for that attack. A lot of positive body language after that rally where they've not used the rear court, they've pushed more to the mid-court and stepped up the court a little bit.
Forced to play the backhand there, Zhang.
And again, Joachim just using the hall a little bit better than his opponents. He was happy to use the rear court in the middle of that rally, which forces Yunlei off the net and hitting onto a body to win the point. Very good play, very clever play from Joachim. Time a good return from Zhang. Just into that mid-court area, tempting Christinna to turn and take it from a little bit behind it. Joachim was committed to taking it, hence the space in the mid-court there.
Oh, it's landed in. Good vision from Zhang. Man, that was a beautiful shot. We've halved the 4-point deficit. Just 2 points now. Just long. And their lead is being whittled away.
Yes, good serving from Yunlei under pressure here.
the drop shot followed by the power play, mixing up the pace, but both of those shots down the centre of the court. The big powerful smash to finish it off. Joachim Fischer was telling me earlier today, it's only the last couple of months he's really been able to train as he wants to train since that knee injury. Been able to train every day prior to that. Only really part-time training, he was telling me. It's remarkable that back to such form so quickly, really.
Yeah, that's good. Good serve from Joachim, serving short, but serving, just changing the direction a little bit and serving across his opponent. And able to take the attack off it and seeing the opportunity to move forward.
Yell of anguish there from Fischer.
Yes, he'll be disappointed there. That was quite a flat smash and he had a real chance to counter-attack there. Just snatched at it a little bit.
Joachim Fischer calling to his partner to leave the shuttle at the back of the court. She ignored his advice, played a wonderful half smash, and then the left-hander stepped in to finish off the rally. That's why the little smile towards his partner.
Again, Joachim just trying to change the direction of the short serve, just across his opponent, but guilty of forcing a little bit with the drive.
Zhang just can't help himself when he's got these flat pushes. He's instinctively playing it flat and hard back, and because of the drift in the arena, it's going long of the back line. Just 3 points away from securing this quarter-final, securing their place in the semi. Danish pair. That's misjudgment from Zhang.
Again, Zhang guilty of not really playing the hall very well. Poor judgment, poor shot selection on the last couple of rallies from him.
Yeah, didn't get himself in position either, did he? So that he could have played it once he saw that it was going to land in. Oh, that's a great return of serve. Just about perfect. No, it's wide. Goodness me, that was a big point, wasn't it? So too is this. judgment from Christinna Pedersen because she could have played it. Takes a racket away. Fine judgment. It was wide by a whisker. And now 3 match points to the number 6 seeds from Denmark. Short. What courage. Just launched herself towards the net there, Zhao Yunlei. Your match point down. I'm not sure I would have had the courage to do that. All credit to her. 1 match point saved. Another 2 remain in favour of the Danes. A second has been saved by Zhao Yunlei. I don't think Zhang hit the shuttle in that rally.
And I think that's the key for the Danes, really. She's the strength of this Chinese combination, but she's found a way into the game in the last 2 points, that's for sure. I think they need to be pushing the return away, really. Just pushing to Zhang, get the pressure on him.
1 point in it. Concerned, and Joachim Fischer absolutely delighted because he and Christinna Pedersen are back after all the injury problems. There is no doubt about that. Winners of the Hong Kong Open, the last of the 2010 Super Series events, and they've battled their way through against the winners of the recent Super Series finals. They're through to the semi-final of the Proton Malaysia Open, and just look at the delight from the Danes. Well, this has become tradition with him. Rips his shirt off, he'll throw it to the crowd. A lucky fan there will have that as a souvenir. There's confirmation. 1 hour and 9 minutes needed for them to come through. 20-22, 21-12, 21-19 in the deciding game. And victory for Joachim Fischer, Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen over the number 3 seeds from China.